All right, well, welcome back if you're following along. If you're new here, basically we got this 1990 StarCraft camper. We had intentions to renovate it, right? Like the insides, paint and cosmetic stuff. But after peeling back some of the layers, we saw there was a ton of water damage. I mean, like, the thing was pretty cooked. Almost every board in this thing needed to be replaced. So this is where we're at now. We got it all torn down. In the last video, I mentioned that the frame rails were slightly bowed. They had, specifically this side back here, had a pretty good dovetail to it. And I've just spent the past 30 minutes now going around measuring this thing in a ton of different spots. And as it sits on these jack stands, which I just have them in the corners, the frame rails are dead straight. Like, they're only off by like 1/8 of an inch. And it's weird because it's 1/8 of an inch higher in the center. And I don't know if it's designed that way, right, with the bow, so that when there's weight on it, it levels back out. I know a lot of big trailers are designed that way. But yeah, and even the back bumper, it's only a 1/16, or it's actually 1/8 inch higher over here than over here. So I think I'm just going to continue on. Originally I was going to try to straighten that back out, but I think it's going to be okay. Like I said, once the weight is on in the middle, it's going to straighten that out. My plan is to basically take angle iron and make a frame all the way around this thing, up and over the wheel wells, down, back and around, almost like a little bucket. And then I'm going to tin that, and then the plywood will sit in that for the floor. That way there's tin on the bottom and there's no way water can get up underneath. Also, I've looked into doing kind of what newer RV manufacturers do and taking that corrugated plastic underneath. Basically, it goes underneath here and it creates a little barrier between your wood floor and the road and the elements. And then I can line that with insulation too, and that'll kind of get two things done at the same time, right? It's going to ensure no water is getting up there at all, and it's going to insulate. So I think that's the plan. Right now, I think what I'm going to do is go get a grinder with a wire wheel, and I'm going to start taking all this crap off here so that I can get it prepped and ready to put the angle on. Because after that, then I can paint it, and then it's pretty much ready to kind of start the fun stuff, right? The building the walls and everything else. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start on that right now. I'm probably gonna have to come up with a new game plan, because all I've gotten done so far is here. That was just asking to break a wrist. This is the grinder that I'm using, and dude, this thing just catches everything. So I don't know, this all is like turning out, I guess. Hopefully Rust-Oleum does a good job at converting stuff, because there's a lot of stuff I'm not really going to be able to hit, like all that. I might buy new jacks, I'm not sure yet, but anyway, this is a quick little update. I'm gonna get back to it. Okay, I'm back. Just popped this off so I'm able to get up in here, and this is leaking, so that's cool. I had planned on repacking these I had planned on repacking these bearings anyway, and checking out the brakes and everything, but yeah, just add that to the list of things to do. I'm sure all of them are probably going to be like that. We'll see. All right, little update. So I just went through and wire wheeled this frame. Now it doesn't really look like it, but it is pretty clean. I even threw on the flap disc. It's like a sandpaper disc for the grinder. And went ahead and tried to knock this down. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And this is on both sides of the frame. It almost looks like little spot welds all over the frame. There's it right there. There's a couple over here, right here. There's another one. And it's weird. It's in that same shape. And there's another one. And they're all over this thing. So I'm wondering if maybe that is why I was getting my weird measurements. Maybe my level was just sitting on that stuff. There's another one. So I don't know, dude. I'm so confused. I don't know what that could be. There it is again. It almost looks like just straps over this. I don't know. And then over here on this side too, like this side they stuck up way more. I don't know. Yeah, this side's way more pronounced. So strange. So yeah, that's what I was using that flap disc to try to knock this stuff down. But yeah, I don't get it. Never seen that before. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for it, right? Like, you just use a normal, what is this? Like, 2x4 square tubing or rectangle or whatever. So I don't understand why that stuff exists on here, but whatever, we're just gonna roll with the punches, I guess. Great news, yeah, there's another one that's leaking. This one's wet. So yeah, like I said, I'd already planned on doing those anyway, but it's just interesting. Yeah, so that's about where we're at right now. Kind of goofed up by taking the wheels off because I have to roll this thing clear to the other side of the shop where my welder's at. I don't necessarily know. It is 6 o'clock right now. Don't know if I'm gonna start on my angle iron frame. Maybe I can go cut some steel and start laying it out. But yeah, I'll probably tackle that tomorrow. But yeah, so I'll cut it right here and then I'll come back whenever we've got some more progress. All right, we have gotten some serious work done here. Right now I'm in the process of flipping the axles or putting new purchase on the top, which I'll show you in just a sec, but I just wanted to show this. I got this frame rail back straight. It doesn't look too good on the camera. It looks like it kind of walks, but it is straight, finally. So that's good. So yeah, here, I'll show you what I'm working on right now. So yeah, I'm putting new perches on the top, flipping the axle so that instead of it being undersprung, it'll be oversprung. It should give us a little bit of a lift. So to do that, essentially all you need to do is just pick you up a couple new perches. I found these online. They're only like 20 bucks, but I didn't want to wait for shipping or anything, so I just went to a local trailer supply shop and they had these on the shelf. So pick these up, and really all you need to do, it doesn't really matter if it's level or not, as long as and by it I mean this bottom one, but basically just make the top match the bottom is the most important part. And then these are a little bit wider than the bottom ones, so I'm kind of just centering it and then going from there. Also, it kind of helps because where the U-bolts were, kind of left some marks, so I can kind of center it off that too. But right now I'm just chalking where I need to grind away so that I can get a good weld. That's pretty much all there is to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys up and keep going. So as I'm filming this, I kind of just realized these perches just barely fit between the U-bolts. And now that I have weld on either side of that, the U-bolts are either gonna ride on that weld. Oh wait, no they're not, never mind. Because because the leaf spring's gonna be up here in the plate, so the U's gonna be, okay, cool. I got panicked a little bit right there, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, done. So now I got all these pools so I can hit them with some primer so they don't turn out looking like that. Alright, so as I'm letting these cool, I figured I'd just take a sec to talk about, I was just watching the film back and kind of what I was saying. So as I was welding, right, before the leaves were down here and then the plate, and the U-bolts used to ride over like that. And what I was saying is, these being wider than the old ones, they barely fit between the U-bolts. So as I was welding, I was thinking, oh no, the U-bolt's gonna hit this weld. But then I realized I'm an idiot because I'm flipping it, right? So now the leaf spring's gonna be on top, which means the U-bolt's gonna come in from the bottom. And so there'll be plenty of room. And I was panicking over nothing. So, all right, I'm gonna let these cool down, hit them with some primer, and then I'll be back. All right, so got the axles installed, and then just rewired up, kind of temporarily have these just dangling here. I'll wire loom them and zip tie them up to the axle. I know they're supposed to go in the axle because back there is a weather plug with the original wires coming out of it, but I'll get a side shot. It really raised this up quite a bit. The tires used to stick above the frame, and now they're gonna be below it, which is what I wanted. I really want that. I'd prefer to have a flat floor. I don't know if this is gonna be enough room though for the articulation of the leaves, especially once there's weight on here. So I might have to figure something out to raise it up more if I really want that flat floor, but yeah, all in all, this was a pretty simple process. I don't know if you saw it in the time lapse or even noticed it, but I goofed up, and when I put these leaves back in their home, before I put the axles on, I had this wishbone above the leaves. So when I put the trailer back on the ground off the jacks, it all just kind of like toppled over. So if you ever do this, just make sure you have the wishbone below the leaves with those little struts going up. And I'll try to put a picture in right here showing how it's supposed to be, but yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Probably doesn't look like a lot of progress in this video, but I actually did get quite a bit of stuff done. We're really close to being able to put walls up. Next thing I need to do is do that angle iron frame that I was talking about. And now that I have the wheels below the frame, I'm able to run that just one long piece of angle all the way across, and then I'll be able to tin it and then put in the plywood floor, and then we'll be able to start putting up walls. So it's pretty exciting. Hopefully a lot more progress coming soon. Again, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.